Hello and welcome to Base Plate Reviews. Today we're going to be looking at set 42620 Olly and Paisley's Family Houses with 1126 pieces. This goes for 100 US dollars, 90 British pounds or 130 Canadian, and I picked this up with a bit of a discount on it, 25% off from a well-known online shopping website, and it looks like that deal's on at the moment as well. Now this is actually going for the same retail price as the Friends Castle Bed and Breakfast, which we've just built and reviewed. And Lego's been on a bit of a tear at the moment with their Friends theme, particularly their buildings, because last year we had the Botanical Gardens, we also had the Friends Community Kitchen, the Community Centre, and also this year we've had, obviously, this set, the Castle Bed and Breakfast, and also the biggest and most expensive Friends set they've ever produced, which is Andrea's Modern Mansion. Comparing this to the Castle Bed and Breakfast, just from the outside, we are getting 185 less pieces for exactly the same price. Maybe not quite as interesting a design looking at it from the front, but there's definitely some good pieces in here. I'm just looking at those foliage pieces in the kind of lilac, violet colour. If we spin it round to have a look at the back, we'll see it is of course in that kind of Friends style of open backed. They're very much play sets, so at least this building does look a little thin, but you know, definitely ripe for modding. And isn't that what Lego's about in the end, building and rebuilding your sets? So anyway, let's get on to actually getting this open and built, and then we'll give it a review for real afterwards. So it's only a relatively thin box, but it feels pretty weighty. But let's get this open and see what we're working with. So we've got a full 10 bags here. A couple of them are more full than others. Plus we've got some plates just separate and a bag full of plates just there. So should be pretty good from a parts perspective, even if I took this apart. On top of that, we've got books for each of the builds, so you can build them separately. Effectively, this is two separate sets. And reinforcing the belief there is that we've got two separate sticker sets, and I think that this one is for Paisley's house and this one is for Olly's house, and it won't be a case of kind of mixing and matching between them. So, you know, definitely could build this set together, two separate builds for each one of the houses, but let's get on with it and get the first of these houses built. Speed build here then of just over a minute. And in terms of the build process itself, obviously we've got those slopes for the roofs and also for the side window of the blue building. So there's some interesting techniques used there. In terms of Paisley's house, we've got the chimney, which was nice. And I think that overall you can pick up some repeatable, replicable techniques for your own builds. So there we go, Olly and Paisley's family houses. Olly's house on the left and Paisley's house on the right. And important to distinguish this from a set that came out at the start of 2023, which was called Paisley's House and was one of the 4+ sets, and actually only had 185 pieces but cost $40. One of the most overpriced sets I think I've ever seen, certainly considering it's Lego's own brand. But here they very much look like they're together. You can see they're fitting together really nicely thanks to the angle of the plates, but they are very much two separate sets. I don't think that's a problem at all. An interesting thing to note, we've got the numbers of the houses here, so 21 and 23, and actually within the booklet, I'll show a picture here, it does show where these houses are supposed to be within the Heart Lake City boundaries, Heart Lake City being where the Friends characters and sets are based. But yeah, pretty nice sets, pretty nice set. Still thinking of it as two sets, it's almost like a two-in-one. But we'll start with Olly's house, and we can see, I can understand that some people will go, the colours are just a bit too out there. I actually don't think it's that far away from being terribly realistic. This set is actually, this house is quite different from the other one, and I'll show you the main reasons for that. First off, we've got this hinged piece just round the side here, where we can move this back and forth, and this section actually just holds a bathroom. Really small bathroom. Almost looks when it's folded out this way, it's some kind of outhouse, like it's an outdoor toilet, but it definitely isn't supposed to be. And that's really just so that we've got more space to get in here into the living room. We've got a set of shelves there with some tea and teacups, teapot on it, and also helps with getting access up here as well to a degree. Then we've got Olly's bedroom upstairs. I don't know where his parents are supposed to sleep, but they don't get a bedroom. But again, to allow easier access up here, we can fold the roof wide open, and then we can see we've got, oh, just losing Olly's laptop there, but we've got Olly's bed. We can tell it's his bed because he's got his name on it. And then we've got a desk with camera equipment, the laptop when it's there, and we've also got a bed for his cat just here. Interesting play feature is that we can take the bed away, and then that allows us to pull this drawer out here. It's actually a bit difficult for me with my big adult fingers to get there, but if I spin this around again, this roof opens up and should be able to see in there. We've got this kind of hidden drawer underneath the bed, and I can just push that there if I spin it back around. So we've got some effectively underbed storage, and I think he's got a couple of his designs in there, and really easy to pop the bed back into place, clip straight back in. And yeah, like I say, a lot of this set is designed to be really easy to access the interior. That's actually quite different from the other house if we move over to that one. So really do like the design of this. It's kind of a bit old school, kind of 80s style building as far as I'm concerned, especially with that chimney. I think that's yeah, really nice bit. We've got a rabbit hutch just to the outside here, which is needing fixing, which I think is why Paisley's dad has a toolbox and a wrench, a spanner ready to fix it. You can see this is house 23. But again, you think, well, pretty similar to the other set, you're going to be able to fold out these roofs. They're locked into place. I can't, there's no moving these. That's as much as I can move that. So if I spin it around, it does actually make it a bit difficult to get into Paisley's bedroom up here. The kitchen's almost impossible to get into unless I completely remove the table, which you can do. And then we've got some space in there to get into the fridge. We've got a cooker to the side, and there is a fireplace. Bearing in mind we've got that chimney. That's really nicely built. Would be great if there was a light brick or something there that you could activate and really show it off. Again, we've got that all important bathroom just there, and then we've got an entranceway just here with some pictures, some stickers. Everything's stickers, there's not really any prints. That's what we've come to expect from the Friends range. It's a bit of a pity, especially as I'm not... Oh, and we've spilt some soup out of the table there. I'm not a big fan of the design of the stickers in the Friends range. Finally, we've got a tree house just to the side here with this really striking foliage in the kind of purple colours. And we've got a ladder going up to there. If I move the ladder out of the way, we do actually have a bit of detail just in here. I think a mushroom and a ladybug, a ladybird just in behind there. And then up to the treehouse itself. And in there we've got a few tiles with stickers on. One of them's a picture of, I think, Paisley and Olly in their treehouse, maybe playing some kind of game. And they've got their walkie-talkies just there so they can communicate with each other. Although of course they do have their mobile phones, their cell phones anyway. Walkie-talkies are just a bit more fun. But yeah, overall, really nice design of this house. Just a pity that it's so different from Olly's house in terms of the access. You'd have thought that with so much easy access on that one, you know, a hinged part, like I say, a hinged part just here, and then being able to open up both those roofs completely. They go completely vertical, and you pretty much can't get into Paisley's house at all. Interesting design choices. A couple of other interesting things about this set are that we've got the sloped window piece just here, and that's created via the window actually just clipping on to some clipped pieces at the top. So at the bottom it is not locked into place by actually sticking it to any studs. It's just kind of locked into place by how it's positioned, and there really is, I'm pushing both sides, no give on that. It's really resolutely in that position. I don't know what kind of angle that is, about 15 degrees off of true vertical, something like that. The other thing was there are a lot of stickers for these sets, or this set. So these are the ones for Olly's house, we can see that just up here, and these are the ones for Paisley's house. But we've also got these bits here. They aren't individual stickers for Olly and Paisley, but I think they would be pretty easy for a youngster to cut out, and then they could have some kind of unique stickers if they wanted to do that. Kids do love stickers after all, and in the end, isn't Lego a kid's toy? So yeah, a nice little extra. In terms of the minifigs, or mini dolls in this case, we've got Olly and his fantastically named pet cat Gertrude. Olly's a designer of sorts, and his torso is a pretty fun one, although has been in other sets. We've then got Olly's parents, Martin and Gwen, and this is their first appearance in a set, so two nice ones to get if you are into the mini dolls. After that we've got Paisley, and she's a musician, so that explains why her pet rabbit is named Melody. She's got a nice headphone accessory around her neck. Again, like Olly, her torso has been seen in a couple of other sets, so nothing too unique there. For Paisley's family we get her dad, Jonathan, and a little sister, Ella. We've seen Ella a few times, but Jonathan only once before, in that overpriced 4+ set I mentioned earlier. Overall, a nice set of mini dolls, and it's worth remembering that even if you prefer minifigs, that all of the accessories and hair pieces for these are completely compatible with minifigs instead, so great just from a parts perspective. Overall thoughts then, and this is a slightly tricky one. There are definitely some niggles I had with the set, including Paisley's house being a bit awkward to access, and there are too many stickers for my liking, even though it wasn't unexpected. A couple of stickers didn't have great colour matching, including the number for Paisley's house, which is seemingly on a very dark blue backing, rather than black like the mailbox it gets placed onto. As I said before, LEGO Friends has been setting the bar so high with their buildings in the last 2 years, but I still think that, outside of Andrea's modern mansion, that these are pretty much the premier residential style buildings that LEGO have produced in recent memory. LEGO City doesn't tend to have too many residential buildings, and when they are produced they aren't normally that substantial, and I think this is a better set than the Creator 3-in-1 Cozy House, although that was $60 versus $100 for this set. There have been some other great buildings like the A-frame cabin and the Alpine Lodge, but in terms of just regular, normal people's homes, then I struggle to think of what tops these in the last 3 years really. So, because of that, I think I have to give a wholehearted recommendation. As I said towards the start of the video, LEGO Friends has been on a hot streak, and this is another set that adds to it being one of LEGO's top themes. Down the road I'm likely to modify these a bit so they can fit into my city. Have any of you bought these sets and done something similar? Do let me know in the comments below. Hopefully you've enjoyed this build and review, and if you have then please hit the like button as it really helps. I've got reviews for a few other friends' sets plus various others, so if you're interested check those out, and consider subscribing for more of this sort of thing. Thanks for watching, and as always, be good.